Hello everyone, welcome again. This is English Studies E-Class, and today we'll be looking at the topic primary auxiliary verbs and their functions in terms of tense, voice, and of course mode. And all of this constitutes the grammatical function. Today is Saturday, 28th October 2023. This lesson is brought to you courtesy SAMS ESL EFL E-Tutorial C. We are based in Nigeria. Once again, welcome and thank you for joining us. My name is Samuel Ikechukwu Emochuogo. Alright, so today we'll be looking at the grammatical function of primary auxiliary verb. In simple terms, the topic we are considering today is grammatical functions of primary auxiliary verbs. And of course, we'll be looking at these functions from the angle of tense, voice, and of course, mode. Now, examples of auxiliary verb expressing tense. But before we look at that, we need to understand the concept of tense. So what then is tense? Tense simply means the various forms of a verb that indicates when an action occurred. The various forms of a verb that indicates when an action occurred. Of course, it is referred to as what? Tense. Now, let's consider these sentence examples and then find out how auxiliary verbs, primary auxiliary verbs, can help in expressing tense. Now, that is what you can see right there on the screen shows you an auxiliary verb is, okay, helping to form a tense there, is. Okay, and of course it has helped to form a tense known and referred to as the present continuous tense. It has helped to form the present continuous tense. Here again we have the primary auxiliary verb was, helping to form the past continuous tense. Okay, the past continuous tense in that sentence, she was waiting outside, past continuous tense. Of course, the first one, she is waiting for an hour, is the present continuous tense. Now the next one there, as you can see, is has, she has gone home. Now has also helped us to express a tense known as the present perfect tense. Okay, present perfect tense. Now the next sentence there, she had gone to school. Had is an auxiliary verb, primary auxiliary verb that has helped us to express what is known as the past perfect tense. Past perfect tense. Okay, now we have another sentence example. As you can see right there on the screen, she does go to school. She does go to school. Okay, of course, if you take a look at that, does has also helped us to express a tense known as the simple present tense. And then the next one, she did go to school. She did go to school. That sentence and the presence of did has actually helped us to express what we know as the past, simple past tense. Simple past tense. All right. Now, in each of these examples, the auxiliary verbs are, of course, in red. As you can see there, the auxiliary verbs are all in red. Okay. Now, not just that they are all in red, they have actually helped us to express tense, which include the present, as you can see right there on the screen. It has helped us to express the present, the past, the perfect, and of course the progressive tenses. Okay, now let's take a look at another function, grammatical function of the auxiliary verb. Now, in this case, an auxiliary verb can also help in expressing voice. Now, in English, when we say voice, we're actually referring to two kinds of voices, two major kinds of voices. That is the passive voice, and of course, the other one known as the active voice. Okay, so the primary auxiliary verb can help us express the passive voice. Okay, now when we say passive voice, the passive voice is actually when the object part of a sentence is actually made to function as the subject part of the sentence. So in that case, when you have a sentence constructed in that form, you say that sentence is in the passive voice. Okay, now let's take a look at an example. Now here is an example. Let's consider these examples. Very important. We'll consider these examples. They are actually of utmost importance. Now, look at this. Our dessert was eaten by the dog. Now, take a look at that. Was has actually helped us to express a voice, and that voice in this sentence as expressed. Okay, the voice as expressed here using the auxiliary verb was is actually the passive voice. Now, the next one, the intruders are driven away by the security personnel. Now, are here has also helped us to express, okay, the passive voice now. Okay, and then here is the fourth sentence, which is actually the active voice. Now, take a look at this. I've summarized it this way. The first sentence expresses the passive voice, second sentence active voice, third sentence passive voice, and of course the fourth sentence active voice. From what we see here, we realize that the auxiliary verb was, okay, the auxiliary verb was, as you can see here, has actually helped us express the passive voice. Please take note. It's important we take note. So in this case, the primary auxiliary verb can also help us express the passive voice. Now, the primary auxiliary voice can also help us, primary auxiliary verbs can also help us express mood. Now, let's take a look at what we mean by mood here. When we talk about mood in grammar, mood is actually the form a verb takes to show how it is to be regarded, how that particular verb is to be regarded. So a verb can be regarded, or in a sentence, a verb in a sentence can be regarded as a fact, a command, a wish, and of course an uncertainty. So mood can also express any of these four. So when we talk about mood in grammar, they can help us express any of these four, like you can see right there on the screen. It can express a fact, a command, a wish, and of course certainty. Very, very important. We take note of all of this. Now, let's take a look at the three major modes in English. The three major modes in English. Now, three major modes in English. Number one, we have what we call the indicative mode. The primary auxiliary verb can help us express the indicative mode. An indicative mode, from what you can see there, is actually a mode that states a fact or poses a question. An indicative mode is a sentence that poses a fact, that actually states a fact or poses a question. Now, here is an example. Take a look at this example. Now, I have this. Number one. Take a look at number one. All right, sentence number one, as you can see right there on the screen. Good. The sky is blue is a statement of fact. The sky is blue is a statement of fact. Again, why is the sky blue? From what you can see here, it's actually a question. So the verb here, the primary auxiliary verb here, as we can see, has actually helped us express the indicative mode. Take a look at the primary auxiliary verb there. Okay, is. They've actually helped us to express the indicative mode. Okay, now the next one is another kind of mode known as the imperative mode. The imperative mode is actually a mode that expresses a command or an order. Okay, here is an example. An example is here on the screen. You have to make your bed. You have to make your bed. Now look at the presence of this. The presence of the primary auxiliary verb helping us to express an imperative mode. Okay, an imperative mode, like I said, is a mode that expresses an order or a command. Here is another one. You have to go. You have to go. Okay, take a look at all of that. Very important. We take note of them. Now the next one is what we call the subjunctive mode. The subjunctive mode. Now the subjunctive mode expresses a wish, a suggestion, or a demand, okay, or even a condition. So here is how a primary auxiliary verb can help us express it. Now take a look at this. I wish it were true. Okay, I demand he be released. Now all of these are again primary auxiliary verb that has actually helped us to express mood. All right, now from what we've learned so far, we now realize that Primary auxiliary verb can perform various functions, including functions such as expressing tense, expressing mood, and of course expressing voice. Once again, thank you for joining us. My name is Samuel Ikechukwu Emochuogo. It's nice to have you here. At this point, I have to sign out. Thank you again for joining us. Bye for now.